Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Crazy Juicy Love podcast. I have my girl. Oh my God, girl. Miss Olivia K. Before recording artist Olivia K. Hey, girl.
Hey, how you doing, Jimmy?
How you doing? I'm loving this purple, this eyeshadow. You just, ooh, when you get done up, you get done.
Because I'm alone. Just because I'm home alone don't mean I gotta be by myself looking all crazy.
Yes. Listen, you gotta learn to love yourself where you at right now. You don't need anybody else but yourself to impress, right?
I'm an only child. I don't care about other people.
Self-love, honey, self-love.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little bit about Olivia K.
Olivia K. So first of all, Olivia K is my performing name and my recording name. It's my middle name. K is for Khe-ra. And I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. So my mom found a way to be a hotep. Basically someone who's like in the Black culture in African American culture, who's like really connected to ancestral traditions, who reads a lot of work about things that maybe other people might think are a little off the beaten track, but like Egyptian knowledge, Kemetic knowledge, like, and also just be really connected to roots. Like we've been doing Kwanzaa for at least 10 years that I can remember, maybe more. So the Khe-ra in my name actually stands for daughter of the sun.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yes.
The way it's spelled, because it's like K-H-E, then like Ra, R-A. And I was kidding around with my mom. I was like, oh, what does it mean? Like daughter of the sun? She was like, exactly. And I was like, okay.
You were just kidding?
I was kidding. I was 100% kidding. I had never asked her why my name, nothing. I was like 21.
Wow.
I don't know. It was, things in life, like Olivia means peace, the peaceful one of peace, peacemaker, the olive branch, So I feel like but those two things so perfectly describe who I am, honestly.
Wow. I mean, like, talk about somebody who lives and represents what that means.
Peace and love, baby. Peace and love. And like shining, like people really shining. So I grew up in East New York, Brooklyn, and I've lived in New York whole life. I have never left. And I'm a Columbia University graduate. And in that time, I studied music, I studied history and languages. But really what I was really connected to and what really mattered to me was people, like everybody, highbrow, lowbrow, uptown, downtown, really enjoying life, really getting down, really dancing, really like singing, like fully expressing themselves. And then also at the same time that people really get connected to other people in the room. And that's just who I've been. I was raised, my grandmother's a minister, a Baptist minister, and I was raised with her. My dad is like a speaker, motivational speaker. And so like a coach. And so like my whole life was always around bringing people up, uplifting people in some way. And so my art, my music, and my general like goals are that's all what it's about, educating and bringing people up and connecting them to each other.
Wow. That daughter of the sun. So how are you doing in this current moment?
Great question. How I'm doing, I had to take a moment. I had to just do an inventory.
Joe, check in. Yeah.
It's really important. I think in this, if anything for me, I'm home alone. I have 3 roommates and they all were elsewhere with their families. And so for me, I'm I guess the only person who was a native Brooklynite and the only person who chose to stay like in the heart of it. And I feel like I have never had so much time to be with myself, by myself, just to even, I don't know, meet myself, learn myself.
Yeah. I feel the same way too. Like, you know, I was sharing with someone, it was a realization for me that, you know, when it first happened, a friend of mine didn't have a mask. He gave me a mask, and then he lives in the same neighborhood, and we couldn't hug, and it really, I broke down. It was like, you know, one of my love languages is quality time, and I love to spend time, and that's how I love, and I couldn't do it. And so fast forward to now, I just realized, oh, like, I haven't spent this much quality time with myself, and like learning how to give that to myself and be with myself and be okay with myself, and like, and allow myself to go through what I'm going through with this current moment. And I was just like, oh, now I know what it was like to fully be with myself without depending on anyone else giving it to me. I'm giving it to myself. I'm giving the love to myself. And I was like, wow. Like, I just learned. Oh, high five, girl, high five.
I'm about to pull out the church. Come on. Whole thing. Like, what?
I know.
Felt that. Yes, I felt the shoulders. My shoulders started going. I was like,
but the thing is, the minute I got that, my anxiety stopped. And I was like, oh.
It's so crazy you said that, because at the start of my quarantine, I had just retaken the Landmark Forum. And when I did that, I came out of like personal transformation, okay, a workshop, but dope, life is, I can make anything. And then it was literally like this, like everyone is freaking out. I don't know what to do. And I said to myself, you know what? I actually feel like this is an opportunity to be in front of all of this that's going on. Nothing is the same. We're doing nothing the way we've ever done it before. Even just taking out the garbage, man. Like, even just, you know, like basic stuff. Like, it's all different. And what if I could really create how it is, how it goes?
And it's like, literally, we have to create from nothing.
Nothing.
I mean, literally.
As Whitney Houston once said, I have nothing. Like, nothing. So I was like, oh, like, and in that moment, it connected me to what I was raised with, which was Christianity and the Bible. And I was like, oh, this is just like at the beginning. In the beginning, there was heaven, there was earth, there was nothing. And then God started talking, and stuff started to happen, and stuff started to be created. I was like, wow, what if I just created this as like ground zero, day one of like planet Olivia, you know? And so it's been amazing. During this quarantine, I've written 40 songs.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you've written them, or you recorded them, or you just have written them?
Many of them, I would say, of the 40, at least 25 of them probably are recorded in terms of the basic production. So I went from being someone who performed live as one of my primary sources of income, to literally not having that like in a day, right? And so I went from someone who would show up, like I played in the subways, I would play for performances. So I went from someone who was playing with all this live gear and sound systems to someone who went straight into doing digital production. Like I was like, okay, we're doing it. And then like, I was just like, every day I was writing a new song using this digital production. And just, so for myself, I think one of the things the biggest thing I've been doing is slowing down. Slowing down.
Oh my God.
The entire process.
Me too. Oh my God. Girl, I have like Post-it stamps by the table in my room. Slow down.
Slow. Like, really, like, I have always, my whole life, I've been very impatient, because I was always a kid who got things really quickly. So I'd be like, okay, cool. And people always thought that was cool. Like, wow, she's so fast. Like, and I had a real strong identity being someone who's quick, quick-minded, quick-witted, and quick at getting things done. And sometimes to the detriment of everything I was doing. Like sometimes it literally didn't work, but I would unconsciously create that situation where I would have to be quick in order to prove that because I liked the pace and I felt, powerful in that pace. And this has been, the phrase slow gains, like the gym, slow gains. Like I've had to really, I had to learn how to mix my vocals. And it's a work in progress, but I'm further along than I was before. And I decided that I would become masterful at finishing things. Finishing things and breaking them down. And that's been the struggle, the back and forth struggle of the past few weeks for me has been like, I had a live stream. I called it the love stream, and I did it every day for 33 days in a row, like back to back to back. And then around day 34, 35, I couldn't keep the pace up. I don't know what happened. I became very exhausted. Like physically, I felt fatigued. I was like, am I sick? Like, in this time of Rona, I'm like, checking my temperature. But it was, I don't know what it was, but I slept for like 12 hours. I'm a person who sleeps for like 6 or 7. And I had to take a whole, basically 2 weeks to just recalibrate to what would it be like for me if I wasn't running myself like a slave driver as I do.
Yeah, I had to learn to schedule breaks in my day because I would I get up early, go to bed late, and I was just like, okay, this is my cutoff point. I have to have 2 breaks because otherwise I'm going, have to slow down. The
and
breaks
you're
are
never,
telling me this.
You end up, I don't know, my experience was like, I was doing so much, but feeling like I was getting nowhere because also the way I was thinking about it was always like, I want everything to be done in 2 hours, not like to work at it for 2 hours. So I'm like, why is it not done yet? Like I said I would finish this thing by this time and it's not done. Like, it took me an extra week to learn about vocal production work because I had to listen to things and try to figure out what I was even doing. And there were all these pieces of just collecting yourself, Yeah.
All right. So Olivia K has something prepared for us. What you got prepared?
Honey, I got a little something I want to show you.
Oh Lord. This ain't 1985 and the juke joint.
Honey,
maybe you about to bring the juke joint back.
I'm not. Listen, it's 1978 where I am, so I don't know what y'all are doing. As I've been saying, I said it's never too late to 1978. But anyway, I will be singing a song, and that song is Valerie by Amy Winehouse.
Yes. So why did you choose that song?
Valerie, I have a really special relationship to that song specifically. When I first heard that song was years ago, and there was like the really upbeat version that everyone kind of knows, Valerie, like if you're at a wedding party and everyone's kind of drunk, like it's great. But there's a really like quiet, intimate version with Amy Winehouse at a radio station, and I discovered this recording, and it was like it hit my heart in just the weirdest way. It felt there, you could feel pain, but her love, but there was still this optimism in there somewhere, and I love the song, so I brought it out to play in the subway. And when I did that was the song in the subway that people would literally everyone stop, sing, happy, people would start smiling. People would start, even people who didn't know the song would just stop and listen. And it's something about the combination of the lyrics and just the style, that the way it was written, I think that really it just makes everybody's day. It just, people get connected. So I wanted to bring this courtesy of the New York City MTA from our heart to yours.
Aw, yes, MTA.
Yeah. I'm one of their people. I'm a music under New York person. So, you know, I get to be with people in the one time nobody wants to see anybody, which is when you're commuting. So anyway, right. let me get it popping.
Yes, that's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
It really is. I love those colors.
I do too. I was gonna say, she has a name. Her name is Sheila. Anyway. Can you hear it okay? Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water and I think of all the things what you're doing. In my head I paint a picture. Since I've come on home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Now did you have to go to jail? Put your house on up for sale? Did you get the good lawyer? I hope you didn't catch a tan. I hope you find the right man who'll fix it for you. Are you shopping anywhere? Change the color of your hair. Are you busy? Did you have to pay that fine that you was dodging all the time? Are you still dizzy? Since I've come on home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie, Valerie. Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water. And I think of all the things what you're doing. In my head I paint a picture. Oh, baby, give me one more chance. Won't you please let me back in your heart? Oh, darling, I was blind to let you go. Now that I see you in his arms, I want you back. Valerie, I want you back, I want you back, I want you back, I want you back, Valerie. Oh, Valerie, 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 why don't you come on over, Valerie?
Ah, you sound so much like her. Like, I mean, wow. I mean, it's so good. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's just like, of course people would stop. It's like something about it draws, like you just want to stop and like, especially like I'm like imagining on the subway, like you're busy and the beat of it is like, for me, I'm just, I just want to just stop and watch.
Yeah.
And like feel what's happening.
You know, it's a funk beat, baby. Funky.
Yeah, it's like, it's almost like for me, when I hear African drums, I just can't walk by. I gotta stop. And I'm just like, I just want to juke, you know? Huh?
I got a juba. I can't even stop. That's so funny because that's who I like. That what you just said is pretty much my entire like way of doing life, which is like rhythm and melody together. Like you put the and then you want to sing, and that's it. Like you want your feet to move and you want your mouth to open, and if those two things are going, I don't care what else is happening in between.
Right.
You know?
I don't care what they're saying, but that like the combination of those things. I think this is the reason why Beyonce is so good. When she put that stuff together, it just like sometimes like what is the song she did on for not Lion King, but she remixed that old school song and
Before I Let Go.
Yeah, Before I Let Go. And it's something about the way she arranged it. Like every time I'm in my room and I get up and I want to dance.
Tick, tick. Yeah.
It's just like I'm want to concentrate, but I gotta dance, and that's what for me, just like I just want to dance. That's
to me. I feel like many artists forget that. Many singers, many musicians forget that. Like producers know that. Hip hop artists know that. They know you got to make people that George Clinton from Parliament Funkadelic used to say, free your mind and the booty will follow.
Yeah, because you're thinking about it way too hard.
Thinking too much, your booty won't move. And that's the freedom to like, just like, you know, when you were a kid, just like, like when you like something, you was just getting it. Like that's what Michael Jackson did.
So funny, like, oh my God, we're gonna go too long, not too long, but there's a guy when I used to work on a cruise ship. He's a white guy. He was like, you know, because I was the only dancer, my cast would get on dance weren't dancers. I would dance to anything. He's like, can you teach me how to dance? You know, and so we went to like the disco. That's what we called it on the cruise ship. And when nobody was there, but my friend also was another one of my friends who's a DJ, was a really good DJ. Whenever I come in there, he like turns it up and like, cause he know I'm gonna dance. So we would get there and we're on the dance floor real low, me and this guy. And I was like, well, first of all, you just have to just pick a beat. You can't dance to all the beats, especially when you're like, you gotta pick a beat and start there, because that's what happened with some guys, you know, that anyway, you probably know what I'm saying, but
I do.
One beat, pick one beat, like the easy beat, and like just pick it. And then once you get that down, then you can like throw a little juke. Still keep that basic beat, but you can like throw a little handle. And once you get used to getting used to finding the beat in your body and the music, and then you can like build and dance. Anyway.
I love it. I'm here for it. Amy, I'm waiting for crazy, sexy dance tutorials.
Oh, Lord. Maybe coming, you never know.
You should make everybody who you've ever interviewed do a dance, and we all have to do the same routine.
I know. Pull a Kurt Flank and get all those like windows.
Don't make me. I promise to stop the whole stop. Nothing but the stop.
Oh, Lord.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
That remix of I Smile is so good. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
With Fantasia. And Fantasia, Tyrese, and Kelly Price. They sang it. They are singing.
That's when all the church mothers took their wigs off.
Oh, honey, wigs coming off. Wigs coming off. Anyway.
Yes.
Tell me, What do you learn about life, love, and yourself in this current moment?
Was this the question?
Yeah, the question. We kind of already talked about it, but like, you know, what else are you learning about yourself, life, and love? You know.
Ooh, okay. I learned that, you know, there's so much I haven't been honest about with myself. Not like in a bad way, just like unintentionally not checking in. And you always know, like you yourself always know what you want, even when you pretend not to, even when you pretend to be too busy to, like all of it, you always know. And I've been doing a lot of meditating, and I've been meditating specifically like very slowly, piece by piece. I've been meditating on the chakras, different chakras. And I usually do that only for my throat whenever I'm having throat issues. But that week when I was feeling really ill, I was like, you know what? I never started from the top. I never started from the root chakra and gone all the way up. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm just going to do that. And in doing that, I just discovered so much for myself about, guess what I discovered was I never give myself the agency and the space to be right about it. If that makes sense. Like I never validate what I really want. So I'm like, I'm so into, I love learning. I love, you know, and it's important to learn. It's important to not be in a vacuum and be in a bubble and try to just, but, you know, and to really listen to things that especially are on the path of where you're going. But to me, what was so crazy to me was the minute that I didn't have anywhere else to be, the first thing I started to do was make music. And it just came out like a flood of work. I've never created so much in such a short period of time in my whole life.
Yeah.
And it was the space, because I never grant myself the space to create my own life. And I keep going to people saying, I want to create my own life. I want to do it. And they're like, well, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I've been too afraid to get off the wheel to find out. And look, we're all off the wheel. The entire freaking country, the entire globe is off the wheel right now. And people are dying. Things are definitely breaking down, but at the same time, like, I don't know, I thought the world would fall in, like completely fall in around me. And so what I've learned is that I can take a break no matter what. I can take life slow no matter what. Like I can, and I have the choice. And when I don't choose it, that's a choice. But then there's a cost to that. Like when you don't stop and listen to yourself, you're gonna find out some other way. Because your life, your whole body, your life, everything knows. Your friends, your family, everyone can see it. And like, if you ignore it for long enough, it will manifest in a way that you cannot ignore anymore. And this is what we're dealing with, I think, as a globe, is we cannot ignore it anymore. But even as an individual, I was like, wow, I have never been in my own apartment this long. I have never been like longer than 8 hours at a time, and only on the weekends, and rarely. I've never walked in my neighborhood this much. Like I didn't know I could walk to Prospect Park from here. I didn't know that.
Wow.
I sure did. I don't know what I was doing. I was just going. I was like, I'm just going. I'm just gonna see what happens because I'm outside. And I'm outside. I'm gonna do whatever I want. And I got my bike from my mom, which had been in storage. And since, we had a huge fire and all this stuff happened to me last year. So all of our stuff, I was living my life out of this box where I was holding on to things because I was afraid that if I let them go, like clothes, like if I let them go, like I wasn't gonna have anything to wear, but I didn't want to wear those things. So it was just like, there was so much in my life that I was just holding on to out of fear. And then when I released it, it was like, there's so much freedom and I'm creating in a totally different way. And like, you know, take this opportunity, take the opportunity, no matter how you got to fight for it, to carve out a life that you want. You know, for some, I'm lucky, I don't have kids. I know people with kids, like they are struggling. People are struggling with this, with the toll that this has taken, because there's so many things that like the balance of responsibilities is completely like overwhelming. But if there's anything that you can do in any moment, this is the time to choose what really matters to you and who really matters to you, because for some of us, we will not get another chance.
Yeah. Life is happening now. Anyway, so thank you so much for being here. And where can people find Olivia K online and your music?
Your girl Olivia K can be found, first of all, on Facebook and Instagram. You do facebook.com or instagram.com/Olivia K and the THE Parkers, PARKERS, Parkers. Olivia K and the Parkers, that's my band. And so I kind of funnel everything I do. We just like put them all on the same channel. Here you go. And you can also find me on my website, Olivia, the letter K, sings.com, OliviaKsings.com. I would love for you to join our mailing list, because I will be creating and releasing a lot of these things as special. Like a lot of the songs that I wrote a month ago, I will be creating and recording them and releasing them to people in a way that I've never done before. I've always held on to my stuff. So please do join the mailing list. Follow me on any of those ways. Let's get connected, because this is about creating a community, not just being followed. It's not being followed for being followed's sake. It's being connected so that we can create.
Yes, awesome. Thank you so much, and thank you for your gift and sharing it with us.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You're welcome.